Yeah. And unfortunately, like, again, the topics we touch on, dead bedrooms, divorce, that's all very personal and sensitive to many people. And that's kind of what I want to touch on. You said divorce, right? So divorce brought you into this space. So tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, about a decade ago now, don't want to go into too much detail simply because been there, done that. Things have improved a great deal over the past, I don't know, 5-6 years or so. But about a decade ago, I was in hell because I was married. I had a 1-year-old. I had a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, just turned 9. And I was on vacation with my family, and I discovered that my then wife was having an affair.
Oh,
one of those things where this is so common. I've heard this a million times. Got logged into the computer, a laptop that we shared, opened up Facebook. Oh, look, she's on Facebook. And oh, look, she got a message on the messenger. And I clicked it. I don't know why I clicked it, but I did. Maybe some, God, the universe saying, dude, you need to check this out. I never suspected a thing ever. Clicked it. I saw the tail end of a conversation that she had failed to delete. The rest is history. Yeah. And part of it wasn't just so much of, boom, I got busted. I guess we're getting a divorce now. Let's make this amicable. It didn't go that easy. It was the tip of an iceberg of several years of behavior on her part that was very alarming, scary. She very much regressed into a teenage, type of state, very rebellious. And part of that was ignoring the children. So I had to take on that responsibility, and I had a 1.5-year-old in diapers, and it was just so it was several years of that of awfulness. And my daughter went through hell. The poor thing was, pre-pubertal, and then I got to see the puberty hit, and then all the hormonal rush and all the stress of everything else, and the mom and and she had a hard time with anxiety and all kinds of awfulness.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was terrible. And in the middle of this, I was this manic, crazy dude dating and trying to, make myself feel better with what I call these human Band-Aids called women. That'll make me feel better, right? And the energy I was putting out was a little nutty, crazy. I was looking better because of all this anxiety-driven weight loss and everything else.
Nothing like depression and weight loss to make you lose 20 pounds, right?
That's right. And so I was getting attention from women. And at one point, when I actually met my now wife, I had 7 different women on my phone that I was in contact with. So there I was, Mr. Casanova, feeling like and you can relate, right? You've been there, done.
Oh yeah, 7, yeah.
But we can set aside for another topic or another chat or later in this chat. That is not the case for a lot of men. I've learned. A lot of men are like, I haven't gotten jack shit in years now, but that wasn't my case. For whatever reason, my mindset certainly wasn't my looks. But my mindset or whatever was that I was getting a lot of attention, and it felt amazing. So we had dad's dating. The kids didn't know about it or anything, but dad eventually met his now wife. We really hit it off. So it's a lot going on. It was pretty nutty. And so that's what I was writing about.
Wow.
And my writings really didn't get a whole hell of a lot of attention until I talked about sex and marriage. That was when, in my experience in marriage number 1, and how it was so different, and what I'm hearing from all these guys online, and here are my thoughts on it. And that's what got me the most attention, because that is the most acute pain point for men is, wow, I'm just not getting any in the relationship. And we talked about that in my podcast, and you can certainly relate to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I want to go back, and I know you don't want to go into detail, but I was looking at your YouTube channel. By the way, I'm going to steal this idea. Not that it's an original idea, but I saw your highest performing video with 7 signs your wife is cheating. I have some signs on my own, but for the young men that are out there, like you said, in your experience, you just totally T-boned you. You did not see it coming.
Yeah.
Totally surprised. So for the young men out there who are married and think their marriage is great, what are some signs they can look out for, just for FYI, just in case something like this can happen to them?
Well, it was, I was totally blindsided, yet hindsight being what it is. You go,
it makes sense. Yeah.
That's why she did that thing. And that's why she said that. So what are some of the things I saw? There was gaps in time, which didn't make sense. So for example, I'm going to a concert in a neighboring city with my friends and blah, blah, blah. And she'd be out of pocket and out of contact for hours, and she's got a husband and 3 kids at home. Why not just, hey, everything's going good, everything having fun. But 3-4 hours of no contact and a text here and there. Everything okay? Crickets. Doing all right? Crickets. And then all of a sudden, I'll be back around midnight, and she doesn't show up till 2. Something doesn't add up. Well, dumb, stupid me at the time was just like, oh, well, she was out having fun. It is what it is. So, stack a half dozen of those kind of moments together, and there's a something going on there,
Right.
Because it's difficult as a parent of so many children and with a career and everything to shoehorn an affair in there somewhere. So you gotta make time there somewhere. So
It's amazing how they find the time. It's amazing how they find the time.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's why I always kind of sigh and roll my eyes when I'm talking to a man and the coaching, and he will give me every sign in the world that his wife her attention is somewhere else. And he'll be just immediately go, nope, not my wife. No. I said, why are you so sure? Well, I know my wife, number one, she would never do that. She's always been very adamantly anti-cheating. I said, yeah, mine too, but go on. And then he said, and the most obvious is logistically, she has no time for that. She works and the kids, and there's 0 minutes in the day. I'm like, there's always time. There's always time.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's that lunch break that you're not there for, or she goes to the gym or whatever, there's always time.
The PTO that she took that day. There's so many days. Yeah. There were some signs I remember, not with my direct marriage, but there were some signs I saw other men tell me about. And it's funny you mentioned you had a 6-year-old and the wife started acting reckless. This one particular case I knew, it was about their kids were 7 or 8. They were kind of dependent in a sense, were independent where they can just kind of move around, do their own thing. The mom lost a lot of weight. So now she's wearing clothes that she hasn't worn in years, and she's feeling sexy. She's feeling, like herself again. So she starts to get attention.
Sure.
And if you notice your wife, like if she went to work in a polo shirt and her hair back and hardly any makeup, then all of a sudden she's wearing thongs and she's dressing really nice and putting a lot of effort in her appearance, that's a kind of a red flag. Now, it doesn't mean that she can't have confidence, right? Everyone, you lose weight, you feel good about yourself, but if she starts dressing up and putting more effort into herself, that's kind of like something, okay, what's going on? Especially if you have a dead bedroom situation.
Yes.
We talked about making time. I knew of people that would, go to lunch and go to somebody's house and just knock out a quickie in their living room and then just come back. Or, the kids, especially, I call it cheating season. When kids go back to school, now you have a home for 8 hours to yourself. So you can just say you're working, just take the day off and just meet at somebody's house and do it. So there's so many ways. And, I did some of those back in my day when I was a cheating husband, but there's a lot of signs out there, and especially the dead bedroom. If all of a sudden she's kissing differently or wanting to do other things that you've been wanting to do for years, and now all of a sudden she's kind of like more frisky, that's another item to look for as well. But